The only place where this could possibly be drawn from is in a transliteration of a possible use of a term from a Sabelline Oracle translation by an individual named J.J. Collins.
Oh my God. He just invented something. The Sabelline Oracle. That's fantastic. Did you see him start to read? He read the wrong thing, or they typed it out. Right? The person that he hired with all the money he made from TikTok, the person he hired to do his writing is doing a terrible job. Bow! Bow, you suck!
The Apostle Paul is giving a prohibition list in 1 Corinthians 6, and he uses the Greek ute malakoi, ute arsenokoitai. There are two words there that are in context, and it's relevant to recognize that the Apostle Paul is playing off of the Greek translation of Leviticus 18:22 here. In Leviticus,
do you see what he just admitted? The Apostle Paul, what did he say? Is playing off the Greek translation. No. Excuse me. This is not science that you're doing. He's quoting. He's playing off. What do you think do you think there's any quotes of Hebrew in the New Testament? Absolutely not. It's all the Septuagint, people. Why? Because there is no Hebrew. Look, he can't figure out because he's sitting in a world of ideology that prevents him. It's like a huge body condom, and it prevents him from interacting with Mother Greek because he's got this giant condom on. Do you understand me? Right? It's a mental condom, a psychic prophylactic. People, what we're doing is showing you the invisible. We're bringing it to light exactly as it is for you to see. Do you understand? It's just the text, and we're doing what they do not, right? We're doing what they do not. We're actually reading the text. We're not sitting here, this is what apologetics does, right? It just sets you up. It's a circle jerk. Right? Information-wise, it's circle jerkery. And that's what you have to do when you're propagating, say a priesthood, you know what I mean? And the guys are sitting around. It's circle jerkery that keeps them going.
In the Septuagint, which is the Greek translation of the Old Testament, it says, kai meta arsenos, ou koi methese, koitain gunekos. And you will not lie with a man as with a woman. Arsenokoitai is a compound word. It takes...
Go back. Okay, now he's going to feed you bullshit now. Do you understand? But I want you to see the word that he is talking about, right? Arsenokoitai. Look at the alpha and the yod on the end, right? Arsenokoitai. Fantastic. He's going to point out it's made up of two roots here, arsen, or originally it's arren, and koite is the singular. It's just the bed that we enter, the state of sleep. Now, what is tripping him up is that these words are together and there's a vowel between them. He doesn't even understand the nature of Greek. Go back to the quote. There it is. People, do you see the arsenos? Are you ready? This is what somebody with technique can do. Arsenos, do you see it right here? Koitain. These endings are just modified endings, people. There is no space between arsenos and koite. Do you understand me? This is not word coinage. When Paul puts them together, it's not word coinage. It's what the language does. It's the flexibility of the language, right? You want to see some coinage? Let's go to, no, you'll see some coinage, right? It's a completely different art. What he is showing you here is that he doesn't know to think in the Greek operating system, not in his English. Bar, 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 bar. His very steps are what cause him to stumble. His English steps. He thinks because half the word is over here and half the word is over here, that the Greek mind didn't join them together, which shows me what? He hasn't read a lot of Greek. Especially not a lot of rock and roll, because the real beauty is you don't have to keep those words together. You can drop entire verbs, you can drop off the prefix and put it 4 words back. Why are you doing that? To establish melody, asshole. Do you see why there's Wes Huff all over the mat? Do you see why there's Wes Huff all over the mat? Wes didn't have to come and face me in front of Danny. He could just open his mouth like he just did. As if a kitten had reached into his body and pulled out exactly what he should have done, but didn't, because he knew what would happen. He would be humiliated, right? If you want to see arsenokotai, you're going to have to look to the grammarians, the Greek grammarians themselves, if you want an explanation of it. Who do you think preserved all the knowledge of what those words actually mean? Do you think you should trust Wes, a modern Canadian, or ancient grammarians who are writing about their own language that they are currently using? Who do you think you should trust? Right? Can you feel the theological prophylaxis? Okay, people, hit the, let's get a little bit more Wes. If you want to continue sucking Wes here, go ahead.
Koitain gunekos. And you will not lie with a man as with a woman. Arsenokoitai is a compound word. It takes 2 terms, arsen, meaning male, and koite, meaning lie with in bed. And koite has a very strong sexual connotation to it. It's not just talking about going physically horizontal in a bed. It means to go to bed to have sex.
Okay, you can tell he hasn't read much because that's not true, right? Yeah, it very much is going to bed. Okay, right? It's exactly that. People, did you see? You bought that, right? At a classics conference, any Homer dude or dudette would have raised their hand and said, Professor so-and-so, boom. Right? Fantastic. Right? That's why classists don't like to get involved, because it gets messy when you talk to biblical scholars, because they're awful, dude. I'm telling you. They're awful. They're not awful. They're just amateurish. Keep going.
It's formulated directly out of the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible.
So this word is formulated out of the Hebrew translation. Do you see how he can't be? He just said there in Leviticus, it's not there what it says in the Hebrew, right? It's not there. People, there is no concept of homosexuality in ancient Greek. There is no concept that is a word. Doesn't exist. Homosexuality, right? If you don't understand it, try to figure out what a lesbian is, right?
Century Corinthian setting would have been reading their Bible, the Old Testament, in Greek, and they would have known exactly what is happening with what Paul is doing. Leviticus 18:22 is in direct view. Now,
okay, I'm going to stop right there, because you know what he just did? He just paved over the giant bump of why the Hebrew cannot be the original, right? He just paved it over. You've got to know that it was in their view. Of course it was. They were quoting it directly. What are you talking about? Do you live in a world of ology? Are you an ism floating around? What the hell are you talking about? They were quoting the Septuagint. It wasn't in their minds. And they were, because he has to sell you a world where Paul was going to synagogue and they were reading, bringing out the Torah and reading it in Hebrew. And no, they weren't. Nope. Didn't exist. It's amazing. The people you walk in the synagogue, there's Greek on the walls. What you think? What you think? You should have known this from the archaeology. People, okay, a little bit more to still suck.
Synagoitai as a term for economic exploitation of men. The only place where this could possibly be drawn from is in a transliteration of a possible use of a term from a Sabelline oracle translation by an individual named J.J. Collins.
Oh my God. He just invented something. The Sabelline oracles. That's fantastic. Did you see him start to read? He read the wrong thing, or they typed it out, right? The person that he hired with all the money he made from TikTok, the person he hired to do his writing is doing a terrible job. Bow, you suck. From people, do you realize he just said nonsense? A transliteration. What are you talking about? A transliteration of the Sabelline oracle? People, if you just go back and look at it in Greek, you'll see there is an association in one case, right? There's also associations between the arsenic, the masculine emission, right? And a lot of other things. It's not just, it's like the Bible students latch on to one thing, and that's all they know in their context, right? That's all they know. That is their context, just that. Listen to the way he phrased it again. People, this is flim-flam. This is bullshit that he's saying. Listen.
Is in a transliteration of a possible use of a term from a Sabelline oracle translation by
a transliteration of a possible use of a what? A transliteration of a possible use? What the fuck are you talking about, right? He would, okay, now if he's at a classics conference, he's got people, the professors are looking at each other like, what did he say? Graduate students even are catching it, right? And they're like, did he say that? All right, because classics grad students, they read this stuff. They read lyric poetry. They know what it's all about, dog. They do the rock and roll. They do the Homer. They know what the grammarians say, right? They know what the scholiasts write. They write papers about that stuff, and they go to conferences, right? Oh, God. People, it's the Sabelline oracles he's talking about, and yes, you can find the word in the context of for sale, parts for sale. You know what I mean? Let's all go get a clister because we're gonna need it. Okay. I can't go on. That's enough. Is that enough soul sucking? Maybe Julian was right. Maybe the Emperor Julian was right.